gentlemen, the following presentation is brought to you by Mr. Main Event Brian Waters and the real Dwayne Allen. The Wrestling Wrealm, the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Off the top rope, I dwell in the wrestling realm. Like Jake stay in the snake pit and Kane be in hell. Like Jacob stay in the graveyard and Punk in the shy. Call me Snooker cause I'm super and fly. You can hate all you want, but I'm flossing. The Miz said I'm awesome, and I'm upholding the law just like the big boss man. With Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen, toss you over the border like Hernandez, Mandez, pressing the stands. It's the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Hitman like Hawk, but I'm not from Calgary. I'm all about the bill, so let that gold dust shower me, empower me like Farouk and the nation. If you don't know your history, then you should change the station. But if you do, you can cruise to YouTube / the Wrestling Wrealm. Your lessons are stale. Say the same old lines, man, you destined to fail. Like the Shockmaster or the Wrestler Nails. I'm a heartbreak kid, and my bid to be champion is unmatched. Anybody step, I'm face planting them. With Mr. Main Event and the real Dwayne, you the sisters of love, we the powers of pain. You see we coming with a spear while you're monkey flipping. It's Brian Waters, Dwayne Allen, and your boy Trenton. And that's just how the story goes. That's just how the story goes. It's the Wrestling Wrealm, baby. The Wrestling Wrealm. Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen. And I'm your boy Trent CMG. You know what it is, baby. Let's go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestling Wrealm. I almost forgot where I was. No, I didn't. Just wanted to make y'all think that. Ha! Joke's on you. WrestleMania lookbacks, WrestleMania favorites, top WrestleManias, whatever you want to call them. We're in our top 5 WrestleManias. We are at number 3. No, it's not WrestleMania 3. I just want to pay homage to Vince McMahon. WrestleMania, this one. So, now just to
as if you didn't know he was not going to say WrestleMania 19.
They didn't know.
If anybody knows it, they knew it was coming somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be surprised that it's WrestleMania 19.
Well, before we get into that, he is the real Dwayne Allen. I am Mr. Main Event Brian Waters. Now, WrestleMania 19. 4 main event matches, in my opinion.
If I say to be debated.
4 main event matches.
To be debated.
And then we'll show you why. So let's go through the other stuff real quick.
All right.
Matt Hardy taking on Rey Mysterio. Okay, yeah. Matt Hardy wins. I think this is Rey Mysterio's WrestleMania debut, and I don't think he loses this one, and I don't think he loses again until WrestleMania 27. Have to do check the resource.
Mysterio?
Yeah.
Okay.
The very, did I say enough varies?
No!
Very worst Undertaker match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is whack.
It was supposed to be Undertaker and Nathan Jones against Big Show and A-Train. Nathan Jones was not ready, from what I've heard. He was just not ready for WrestleMania. So he made a handicap match. Of course, you know the results. Why? Because the Undertaker's undefeated at WrestleMania. Now we finally get something interesting to look at. I don't mean that, literally, but yes, I do. Trish Stratus.
I was about to say, yeah, you do.
When anytime you see Trish Stratus pre yoga in the ring, now she's pretty. Right here, she was hot.
Yeah, she was blonde too.
Yeah,
that makes a difference. You'd be surprised.
And she had a body.
Yeah, she had nice curves.
How do you get rid of your curves?
She started doing that yogurt.
Come on, Trish.
She started doing yogurt.
Yeah, so Trish Stratus wins the women's championship from Victoria, and Jazz was also there. I mean, naturally, this was, in my opinion, this was a good match. This is 2 women who really tormented Trish. Like, both of them, every time you saw them, they really took Trish to the limit.
Yeah.
And for her to go over and beat both of them, especially when a year ago she didn't win in her hometown against Lita and Jazz. So it was I was disappointed there because she came out. Well, that'll come not to give it away. That might come up.
Maybe.
But nonetheless,
maybe.
So
maybe like the Miz is real.
Team Angle. Your boy Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas taking on Los Guerreros. I also taking on Chris Benoit and Rhino. It was the pairing.
I used to like this match.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Because I was a huge fan of Rhino, and and especially Team Angle, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. I actually remember their debut and the way they. I like what they did as far as the tag team.
I did too.
And I enjoyed Eddie and Charlie.
Oh yeah, they were entertaining. But Team Angle, the way they were here, still the way they are now. I've never.
And I think that's the problem.
Yeah, they don't feel the need to grow it, And Shelton Benjamin, who cuts the worst promos in history of promo time.
Oh man, oh that was brutal. I don't even want to talk about it.
That was not main event.
No, no money to the bank.
Yeah, bottom line. But now we get. Oh, I said 4 main events, didn't I? Let me reset. 5 main events.
I'll say 4.5 because I don't know.
Now, so
okay.
I told you. I told you. So let's get into it.
The first half of the card is a little. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. Without a shadow of a doubt, this match stole the show.
Yeah.
Jericho goes into this as a good heel, plays the role. Him and Shawn Michaels have an epic match. Mind you, folks, this is Shawn Michaels' return to WrestleMania. Last time we saw him in the ring, he was fighting through a back injury that was so painful, from which you can see the agony in his face.
Judging by the illustrations, you can see how serious the situation obviously was.
Yeah, with WrestleMania 14, where he would, go and face Stone Cold. So, Shawn Michaels even has been noted saying that it was a lot of, he was nervous about this one, his big return. But what better person to put him in the ring with than Chris Jericho?
Absolutely, a guy who pretty much idolized Shawn Michaels growing up in regards to his career. A guy like Jericho, who was very similar to Shawn Michaels in the ring and actually mimics a lot of his ways, his mannerisms, and different moves in the ring as well. Fresh still, in his prime, right. really taking off around that time. What better person to put him in a return match like that and to have them, like I said, continue the tradition of somebody stealing the show. And once again, Shawn Michaels does it with no one better than Chris Jericho.
Yeah. And, Shawn Michaels wins, and with a great win, a sunset flip, I think it was, or something like that. It was a
roll-up.
Roll-up. Yeah, it was a roll-up. My bad. Sorry about that, all the wrestling gurus.
Yeah, don't get all angry and stuff.
Hey, it's the same as a sunset flip. It was a roll-up, man. It was not a crucifix.
So shut up.
So Shawn Michaels wins this. Jericho attempts to shake the hand and give him a hug, and boom! Kick right downstairs. Now Shawn Michaels ain't, dancing around, gyrating, because he's in pain. Great story, great way, between these two. I enjoyed the match.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like I said, for someone like me, I became a Shawn Michaels fan probably post WrestleMania 14, as far as because at the time when Shawn Michaels was in his height, I was really into WCW. Knew who Shawn Michaels had watched him early on in his career, but when I look back at what I love about his career the most, I wasn't watching it at the time. And I remember after WrestleMania 14, he was done. I could not. All I wanted was Shawn Michaels to come back.
Right.
Now this is the time, '98. I'm probably like the 4th grade or 5th grade or something like that, and I don't realize that he has a back injury. I don't realize that all I know is that Shawn Michaels is not wrestling anymore. And he would come back and be commissioner, or you would hear his music, and I'm like, man, I just want Shawn Michaels to come back and wrestle, And then when he finally came back, and wrestled, and finally, when he first came back, he was still trying to refine himself, because it was his outfit, his mannerisms. He wasn't sure how he wanted to come back. He didn't want to come back the same, but he didn't want to sort of neglect. But when he finally came into his own, he was finally back to where he was, or even Triple H, as Triple H even says, that he was even better than he was when he left, probably smarter in the ring. For him to come out at WrestleMania and do it again. You know what I mean? And like, wow, this guy has not missed a beat out of all this time he's been out. And the storyline behind it was, it only added, icing to the cake. With Jericho, marking out and having this "I love you" moment and crying, and then we all think, oh, this is a perfect American baseball field moment, and then he kicks him in the groin and lets him slither down and just shoves him to the mat in true Chris Jericho fashion. So
exactly, and like I said, Jericho is one of the best. He is, in my opinion, the best ever.
Did you just say that?
Yes, I did.
So like, whoa, what?
As far as the complete package, he's the best ever. Why? Because he can play.
He plays so many roles.
He can play. I was gonna say he can play both sides of the fence, but I don't want to offend anyone. But he can play a heel and be the top heel. He can be the top baby face, and he has that crossover appeal. When you see Chris Jericho, you think of wrestling. So and then he can go in the ring. He has more than just. The man of 1,000 holes. He tried to come out there and show you he had more than 1,000 holes.
Yeah, 1,004 holes.
Exactly. So
Chris Jericho he's great inside the ring and outside. Like you said, he has everything he could possibly want. He can go in a number of different styles. He can be the first guy and the last guy on the show without having that title. I remember he was on SmackDown for the longest time.
Yep.
After he lost his World Heavyweight Championship, he was still the first guy and the last guy you saw on the show. I said, man, that's truly an attest to what a true superstar really is. And you hear Piper talk about it a lot, how he didn't really need the belt.
Right.
And I think Jericho's one of those throwback type of guys where he can be the top guy in the business without having that strap around his waist. So not a lot of guys can do that. I think we take that for granted nowadays, but a lot of guys can't do that. But Jericho's definitely one of those guys who can still do that. Along with, guys like Kurt Angle or something like that. Even Sting.